Okay, hello. We're going to make a quick video here on putting a DFR7 radar detector in my 2022 Chrysler 300S all-wheel drive. We're in Alberta, Canada, just outside Edmonton. It's still -10, -20 here mid-March. Lots of snow on the ground. This all-wheel drive is amazing. Jumped out of this thing onto my snowmobile yesterday, and it's so much fun living up here and having a car like this to do it with. We go skiing in this thing, use it as a daily drive. We go to work. I do a few business trips a year around the province with this car. So I want to make sure it's comfortable, has all the equipment it needs. So I have a cell booster as well on it. You can see the little black antenna on top there. I also have a dash cam that's mounted up in it. You can't see because I have it's up high on the windshield. And I've got all the wires hidden, as well as the cell booster. I've got all the wires hidden. And now with this DFR7 radar detector that's going in, I'm running out of space to hide the wires. So I want to do a mirror wiretap, which I've done here. And it was actually quite easy when you have the right kit. So I got one of these fun little kits. It was Chrysler, I believe the brand was, off Amazon Canada, obviously. Radar detector hardware kit. It was around $21. It seems pretty good quality. The lead's a good 10 inches long. So far, so good. If it gives me any problems, I'll let you know, though. I got the mirror, everything off here. It was actually quite simple. I'll show you here how I did it. So when it's on and up like that. Of course, it's up underneath. Okay, so this fella goes up under here and scooches up and covers everything. Okay, so what I did was I unclipped the top pieces first, though. So when it's down here, it'll be easier to show you than trying to show you up there. So the whole thing kind of goes in like this. Scooches on the mirror hole is right there. With the mirror, you can just move it around. Obviously, try not to get your fingers and stuff on it, but you'll have to Windex everything after anyway. These have little clips on. Okay, so there's a clip here, clip here, clip here, and a clip here. So just, if you look at this little concave here, for when it's flipped over the other way, you can kind of get an idea where they are, because it sits so flush and neat you can't see. And the other ones are up about half an inch or a centimeter off the corner there. Okay, so you can see how it goes there. They hide in. So what I used was this fun little fella. It's got a low profile. Came with my dash cam, I believe. That's used for hiding cords. I also use this screwdriver, which I filed the tip on a bit. So you just get them in. Feel it in there. You can see I scratched it there a bit, but you'll never notice it after. Feel it in a bit there. Just get an idea of how it goes. Once you get that one popped up and free, do the other one at the same time. Leave both tools in at the same time. It'll make it easier to get the other tool in, and just work it so you don't break your clips there. Once that pops free, the other side will pop out even easier, because you'll also have the feel for it. That just pops out free and clear. And then, like I said, this one, if you were to orient it properly, it's going to sit up there against the windshield. And then it comes loose quite easily with just these two tabs in here. Okay, so there's two little tabs on each side on the inside. Okay, and they are up in here like that. They don't clip on super hard. There's no high-tech NASA engineering in here or anything. Essentially what I did was I actually loosened this whole assembly first and kind of flexed it back and forth, pushing edges in just to get it to loosen up, so that I could actually take that other piece off even easier, because then I can get better angles in on when I was taking this piece off. So it was actually much easier to do that way. But however it works for you, I have trouble getting up in there. So I want to make sure I get the best angle possible. So that was that. 2 minutes of work. Here's the lead here. That's what's going to plug into the radar detector. And that's what it looks like from that side. Okay, there's this little clip up here. You can take that one off too. Okay, and it just kind of holds the wires and clips up in there again. just to make it nice and neat. So however you want to do that. Okay. So the biggest thing to know here, and if you take anything out of this video, is this guy right here that goes into the back of the mirror. You could use this one there, but I think it's going to be too low a voltage for you, as I'll explain here. So there's a little clip up in here. If you can get in there with your thumb, I'm lucky enough I can kind of yoga my way in here and then just pull it straight out nice and controlled like. Okay, so the top of it kind of looks like an Oreo cookie. You want to flip it over and go from the bottom is what I did anyway, and that's where that fun little clip is there. Okay, so that's facing the ground. So with that clip that faces down towards the ground, you're going to bring it up towards you, and all the way to the right is going to be a pink wire. Immediately to the adjacent to that, just to the left, is going to be a black wire, and then all the way to the left is a red wire. Okay, so pink, black, red. This pink and black one at the beginning, side by side. They're just tucked right in there. So with the pink, black, and red, I tested the voltage on all of them. What I did was I took a paper clip, broke it in half, and then I just bent the ends outward so that the connections were facing away from each other, and I slid them in the back of the wires to just get in there and have a lead on there so I could check my voltage. Okay, so once I checked my voltage, it told me that the pink one, all the way to the right again, is my hottest one. It was around 12 to 14 volts. The red one all the way to the left was sub 10. Okay, so the radar detector needed around 12 volts. So I'm going to use the pink one. You don't necessarily need a voltmeter, you just need power, but then again, you're trying to guess at what the voltage is, and you're just going to guess whichever one shows you power. Okay, so all you really need to do is on the pink is stick that paper clip in that one, and then you can put your black one in on the inner housing of your cigarette lighter if you want to use that as ground instead of putting two wires in or two pieces of paper clip in so close to each other and risking blowing a fuse. Once I did that, I took the smaller connections off of my wire top here and I put them underneath. Okay, so I put them in the bottom, all right, it scooched in there nice. I divided both pieces of wire with tape. Then it just goes in the back again. Okay, and clips in, and that's it. And then again, that one I ran up into that little silver clip I showed you on the other side earlier, which you can just see there. I ran it up in there, comes across. This is all going to tuck in nicely underneath the housing, the plastic molding that I will be putting back up here shortly once I put the radar detector in. Okay, and then I'm just going to actually go up in here with the zip ties that came with the kit and just make sure it's nice and neat. I just want to make sure I have enough of the lead here before I zip tie everything. And I used one end. This one, for instance, I used on the pink wire because that's the one I suspected was the one I needed. I slid it into the back, just felt around, don't push too hard, just made sure it was seated enough that I could get a reading off of it. And then I pointed the end out, and then the opposite one on the black I put in as well, pointed it out. So then I could touch my ground against the one that was going into the black and my positive that was going into the pink wire. I also checked the red wire as well, but again, that one was low voltage. The pink one was the hotter one with the higher voltage. So those are the ones I used. They were really close. It's okay. Try not to touch them though, because you could potentially blow a fuse. I so far haven't done that, but I checked that. You can also just leave the black one out. I did it just to make sure that was a ground. You can leave the black one out and use a cigarette lighter as well, which I have my cell booster plugged into. So you just put it on the inside of there, okay, like this here. Just make sure it's getting that ground. Don't go all the way to the end where the power is. You just put it on the housing of the cigarette lighter and you'll get your ground. And I got my volt reading. That confirmed it for me. So with the voltmeter, standard voltmeter, you can just set it to 20 because you're only looking in that sub 20 range anyway, and it's plenty, and it gives you a good reading. And there it is. That wire isn't pinched, that housing's nice and loose. The nice solid mount there. And that's what it looks like around to the other side. Thanks.